This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. Welcome all on this webinar. My name is Soumya, and I'll be your host for this session. And throughout this session, if you will have any questions, you can send them through the chat board. So let me introduce you to Tech Canvas first. So Tech Canvas is an IT certifications training organization for professionals, wherein we provide certification training for students to crack their exams in first attempt. We are IIBA endorsed and PMI endorsed. So we provide training for IIBA certifications like ECBA, CCBA, CBAP, CBDA, and Agile, and project management certifications like PMP, CAPM. And we also have domain courses into banking, finance, healthcare, insurance, and many more. So, uh, so today we will be discussing about the reasons to become a certified business data analyst. And we have with us Priya. So Priya is a certified IIBA business data analyst and Tableau desktop specialist. So she's a senior data analyst with diversified professional experience of 10 plus years in business intelligence with an MNC, the public sector with Teach for India, and curriculum development with the lead school. So I welcome Priya and request her to take the session ahead from here. Thank you all for joining and hope you all have a great session.
Thank you so much, Soumya, and a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining this session. So, first of all, this certification in business data analytics is a specialized certification that is provided by the reputed institution of IIBA, which is a non-profit professional association serving the growing field of business analysis. So let us look at the broad areas that we will be covering in this webinar. So first, we will look at how and why business data analytics is used in different industries. So we'll look at some examples of how business data analytics applies to a select few domains. What is the career progression, the number of job opportunities, and so on? What are the job requirements that companies look for? And lastly, how to get ready for the certification. And in between, we will also hear some of our alumni talk about their experiences. So without any further delay, let's begin. So we'll begin by understanding how business data analytics is used in different industries. So first of all, what is business data analytics, right? So quintillion bytes of data, that is 10 raised to 18 bytes, are generated daily. Wow, that's way too much to even think about, right? So studying this kind of enormous data can be very daunting. But specific techniques, competencies, and practices, they can be instrumental in exploring, investigating, and visualizing business data. So business data analytics gives us detailed knowledge about this. Now, probing through this data has been very rewarding for organizations, and it has given insights into the past, present, and the future. So for example, how to improve the marketing strategy, or how to increase customer satisfaction, when to launch a new product, and so on. So basically, the goal is to obtain insights from data that lead to improved decision making. Now, before data came into the picture, most decisions were intuitive, often influenced by biases. But with data to back up the decisions, there is a good amount of confidence in the decisions that we are making. So business data analytics helps organizations transition from the old intuition-based decision-making process to the data-driven decisions, right? And business data analytics can solve business problems or find new growth opportunities for improvement. So to summarize, business data analytics changes the decision-making paradigm from intuitive to data-driven. And how does it do it? By exploring, investigating, and visualizing data using specialized techniques, competencies, and practices. Right? So business data analytics, it bridges the gap between business analysis and data analytics. So basically, business analysis involves understanding enterprise problems and goals, managing stakeholder communications, and facilitating informed decision making, right? But on the other hand, data analytics is focused only on pure data analytics to find data patterns, trends, and data predictions. So as you can see, there is a gap between business analysis focusing on the business side and data analytics focusing purely on analytics. So business data analytics is the bridge between bringing in the business perspective. The new age business data analyst fills the gap between business and actual mathematical statistical data analysis. And this is the reason which makes data initiatives successful. Without this bridge or this gap, business analysis and data analytics will be two separate independent spheres, right? But in order to get successful outcomes from these projects, this interrelation or connection of business analysis and data analytics is crucial. So can you share any examples of how business intelligence or analytics is used in industries? Anything that you've come across till now? Maybe you can just type in the chat box if you have any examples to share. Maybe you've read something, you've heard something, maybe you're working on something, anything that you would like to share. Okay, Nick says underwriting, actuaries, okay. Yeah, all right. So let's look at some examples of how business data analytics is actually used in the industries. Right? So business data analytics is not limited to a particular application area, right? But across a wide variety. Yeah. So Kanimalar is saying if the organization wants to know about the new product launch data compared to previous products, yes, that's also absolutely correct. So I have listed down a few examples here. There are many more examples that you can find where business data analytics is empowering industries. So let us discuss these examples in short because each area has numerous use cases, right? So in case of customer analytics, so business data analytics plays a vital role in gathering customer insights by listening to and responding to customer needs. It also helps reduce customer churn, right? Avoiding or preventing customers from leaving the companies. Strategize different marketing strategies. What is going to work the best? Look at customer loyalty and so much more. In case of supply chain analytics, so products showing up in the wrong place or incorrect inventory mappings, they all result in inefficient operations, right? And dissatisfied customers, which is what all industries want to avoid. So business data analytics helps identify these blind spots or gaps or lack of real-time information to predict future demands accurately, right? So this is how business data analytics, a few examples how it is used in the customer analytics and supply chain analytics. A few more examples in the banking analytics sector. So business data analytics definitely helps in detecting and preventing improper transactions by implementing credit risk models or preventing fraud. Again, customer churn prediction in different banking sectors, improving risk control. There are many other examples as well. And in marketing analytics, business data analytics is also widely used. So it provides innovative opportunities and data-driven decisions to optimize the marketing spend and personalize customer communication. That is catering to individual customer expectations. So yeah, Amazon uses this quite a lot, personalizing customer communication and customer personalization, basically. So depending on what the customer will like, the different products are shown on our Amazon page, right? That is nothing but customer personalization. Now, let's focus on a few more examples in the retail industry. So to stay competitive in the retail industry, it has become, essential for retailers to use business data analytics to target new customers as well as retain their old customers. Then streamline operations, optimize the supply chain, improve business decisions, and ultimately save money, right? So there are multiple areas where business data analytics plays a crucial role. For example, track demographics. So knowing the region where your customers live, it helps, but you also need to be aware of their age, gender, and their shopping behavior, right? So using this, you can target particular groups of customers. So for example, say if you target young adults, but notice that adults visiting the store are very few, you know that something is wrong and you sort it out by looking at the customer, product, and marketing data. Customer behavior. So tracking customer behavior helps build long-term relationships and reduce customer churn. So customer personalization is a popular method used by Amazon, Netflix, YouTube to prepare personalized content for each of their customers based on their liking. So this is done by using data of the pages you visit, your past purchases, and much more. Targeted promotions, right? Now, to increase customer acquisition and lower the marketing costs, understanding customers accurately is quite important. So targeted promotions help. For example, say if a correlation was found that high value customers, they watched food shows and frequently shopped at organic grocery stores. So the retailer can advertise and add promotions on these TV shows and grocery stores. In case of supply chain, managing supply chain, right, like we discussed in the last slide. Footfall analysis. So footfall analytics systems, they basically count people who enter into the stores and how they move around in the store or facility. So this information can tell you the types of products people tend to buy together and the store areas that get the most traffic. So basically this in turn helps, improve your sales, smarter staffing, and it provides valuable marketing insights. So these are a few examples of how business data analytics is used in the retail industry. Let's look at a few more exciting examples that I wanted to share. One is of Office Depot, right, Europe. So Office Depot Europe is a leading office supply retailer. So seeing a market shift towards customer personalization, the company decided to focus on marketing based on ordering behavior and personal preferences. So they prepared a complete end-to-end platform using SaaS analytics. And this has resulted in improvement in their standard KPIs like response rates, customer sales, right? And IT complexity has dropped quite a lot and savings have increased because of the consolidation of marketing operations into one platform. Another exciting example is of IKEA, the famous furniture retailer. So IKEA is known for its unique ways of manufacturing, packing, shipping, and recycling. So they used image recognition and augmented reality in its app. So now the customers can scan the items that they like with their phone directly from an IKEA catalog or from the store itself. And the advanced analytics enables them to place virtually the furniture they liked in their own homes and see it with 98% accuracy, right? And you can also change colors, sizes, and models. So now people don't have to go to the store actually to buy things. IKEA has also been working on personalized recommendations and customized communications. Right, so these were a few examples about how business data analytics is actually used in the industry. Now, let us dig a little deeper and understand the need for business data analytics. What do you feel is the need for any business to, go into analytics or use data for decision making? What do you think is the need? I mean, you can type your answers in the chat box. Okay, so basically, um, as all of you know, right, the goal of any business is to reduce cost, increase profitability, and reduce risks. These are the three main factors that any industry wants to focus on. So basically, business data analytics, it optimize business performance, as Neha is saying. That's absolutely right. So business data analytics is used to identify new business opportunities, right? So how to grow business and how to make it more profitable. What are the next steps needed and how to stay ahead in the competitive market, or solve business problems. So you identify the causes of the problems, the steps needed to address this issue, and address problem areas before they turn into major issues, right? And improve internal processes. So identify the root causes, how to prevent it from happening again, and it helps you to lay out the next process layout that can help the organizations. So these are the three main factors how business data analytics helps different organizations. Right? So now, in order to actually implement business data analytics in organizations, right, it is not a very simple and straightforward process that you simply gather data, analyze it, and come up with decisions. So for the successful execution of any analytics initiative, the set of practices and technologies of business data analytics are divided into 6 domains as defined by IIBA. So the first domain is identify research questions, right? So this basically involves a structured approach to identifying the research questions to investigate what business problems or opportunities we want to explore, and to produce results aligned with the business goal. So here basically we are identifying our business problem or opportunity. Once we know what we want to solve, then we go to source data. So collecting data is the most critical phase. Now, appropriate data aligned to the business context and capable of analysis to produce insights, it must be sourced strategically, right? And oftentimes, this data will be sourced from multiple sources. Now, in this domain, when we are sourcing data, you will need both business and data science skills, because we need to understand what kind of data is required from the business perspective, as well as what kind of data is needed for further data analytics. So both these teams basically work together in this domain. Next, once we have our data, next domain is analyze data. So the actual data analysis is performed here by the data scientists, but most of the success criteria for models are also influenced by business decisions that need to be translated into mathematical parameters. So in this case, data scientists are again not working independently, right? You need the business perspective, business context as to how to analyze this data. What are the parameters that are going to be used while analyzing data? So a business data analyst contributes significantly by describing the different success criteria, looking at data from the business lens, and explaining, business criteria to data scientists. Now, once we have analyzed the data, we move on to interpret and report results. So business insights are formulated by the business data analyst, and they are communicated to relevant stakeholders. And how is it done? It is done using different visualizations, data storytelling, big idea. So there are many different techniques that are used in order to report these results. Once these results are communicated, then we move on to using these results to influence the decision making. So business insights are translated to recommended actions that address the business problem or opportunity that we identified in the first domain, that is identify research questions. And business data analyst also works on change management in all the relevant areas to transition their organization from the current state to a future state. So once we come up with some decisions, the business data analyst ensures that these decisions are actually implemented in the system. So for example, if we are working on predicting customer churn, and we come up with some insights that this is the way in which we can prevent customer churn, or at least identify which customers are going to churn. So that has to be implemented in the existing organizational systems, right? So that is done in this phase. And lastly, this is not actually coming as a business data analytics framework, but it is mostly from the organizational perspective of how to organizational level strategy for business data analytics, how to build up this overall strategy for the organization. So business data analytics, it provides transformational capabilities for guiding organizations to be analytics driven. So identifying the skills needed, the teams that will be needed in order to execute this business data analytics framework. What are the data strategies, data policies needed? All of this is identified in this domain. So you see that a business data analyst plays a very highly crucial role and manages the entire end-to-end process of resolving a business problem or opportunity. So a business data analyst is basically handling all of these different domains. So yeah, don't just take my word, but let me introduce Aniket Joshi, a Tech Canvas alumni. We congratulate him on his promotion from a business analyst to a data analytics product owner after getting certified. So he shares how the CBDA techniques, are helping him in his current role. So like because of some restrictions on this meeting, right, you won't be able to hear the audio, but we have shared the links which you can play separately on your systems, and you can hear him. For those who are not able to play that as well, I am just going to play this video here, and you can read through the subtitles. Yeah. Yeah, so that was Aniket Joshi. All right. So yeah, now moving on to our second part of the webinar, business data analytics and career growth, right? So first of all, let's take a look at a day in the life of a business data analyst, right? So what do you think the day of a business data analyst looks like? So basically, it starts with clearly understanding the business problem or opportunity. With this understanding, a business data analyst also creates a vision of the desired outcomes and formulates the research questions. After that comes the data collection plan and actually collecting and validating the data. So basically preparing the data for analysis and performing exploratory data analysis. Once that is done, so the business data analyst makes suggestions to the data scientists about the most appropriate features, models that can be used from the business perspective. So a business data analyst needs a basic understanding of machine learning models and statistics. What do you think will the analyst do next once this data analysis has been discussed with the data scientist and they have come up with the model? Well, next is derive insights from data, document, and communicate findings to stakeholders. So now a business data analyst, basically, whatever the insights are derived from this data analysis, it collects the insights and communicates them to the respective stakeholders. And now BDA or a business data analyst analyzes whether the determined insights are actually solving the business problem that was defined in the first step. So if yes, then the business data analyst suggests recommendations and develops an implementation plan to manage the change. And if not, then the analytics cycle has to start from some previous phase, maybe data sourcing or data validation. So basically, business data analytics is an iterative, process, and you can again go back to some phase you feel that needs rework. So yeah, no wonder more and more industries are investing in business data analytics because the results are quite impressive, right? So now let us look at the career progression. Right? So after gaining experience as a business data analyst, you can move to the business or technical sides. So progress to higher roles like business systems architect, who are subject matter experts and are responsible for the architectural design, development, and deployment of the enterprise's overall systems. Or product managers, business strategy leads who manage the business team to develop business strategies to achieve company goals and so on. So this is how you can progress on the business side. And on the technical side, you can move to a data analyst or scientist, a data architect, different management roles, and so on. Now, as these quotes tell us, right? Why such high demand for business analytics? So basically, it helps organizations to improve their competency, enrich their customer experience, like keeping the customer happy and satisfied, improve revenue, revolutionize their business, that is, come up with novel ideas, like we discussed IKEA's augmented reality, right? Or Amazon's recommendation system, and keep up with the market competition. So if others in your industry are using data and seeing progress, and if you don't use it, you will lose out soon, right? Now, just to give you a brief background, IIBA is a non-profit organization helping business analysts develop their skills and further their careers by providing access to relevant content, certifications, and much more. Meet our next alumni, Ginan, and see how business data analytics knowledge is actually helping her in her role. We congratulate Ginan on getting promoted from a Salesforce data analyst to a business data analyst. So let's hear what she says. You can find the links in the chat box, and I'll also play the video here. Yeah, so this was Kinan explaining about her experience. So now moving on, let's look at the job requirements for business data analytics. Right? So take a look at the job openings. This is the data from LinkedIn from January 2022. This is only for business data analysts, and this does not include data analysts, data scientists, or data engineers. Okay, so now we are going to look at one example. So this is a job requirement example from City, Mumbai. This is for a business analyst. Now, though they have mentioned business analyst, as you will read through the requirements, you will see that it closely aligns to these 6 domains that we have discussed that IIBA has defined. So I'm going to need your help to identify which requirement is corresponding to which domain. So I'll just go through the domains again. The first one is identify the research question, source data, analyze data, interpret and report results, and use results for business decision making. Right? So let's read the first requirement, and maybe you can put your answers in the chat box and help me, correlate these 2 things. So gathers operational data from various cross-functional stakeholders to examine past business performance. In which domain out of these do you think this requirement falls? Okay, Nick says source data. Anyone else? Okay, let's see. Yeah, absolutely right. Let's go to the second one. Identifies data patterns and trends and provides insights to enhance business decision making, capability in business planning, process improvement, solution assessment, and so on. May be involved in exploratory data analysis, confirmatory data analysis, and or qualitative analysis. Now, what do you think this correlates to which domain? Any guesses? Yeah, Neha says identify research questions. Yeah, Nick says analyze data. All right, let's see. Yeah, and this is analyze data because we are performing exploratory data analysis, looking at different data patterns, right? All right, great, thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Translate data into customer or customer behavioral insights to drive targeting and segmenting strategies and communicate clearly and effectively to business partners and senior leaders all the findings. Any guesses? So as a hint, you are communicating. Yes, interpret and report results. Yeah, Fulakemi, Nick. All right, let's see. Perfect, great. Interpret and report results. That's absolutely right. And lastly, no, not lastly, continuously improve processes and strategies by exploring and evaluating new data sources, tools, and capabilities. Any guesses? All right, let's check the answer. It's identify the research questions. Yes, as Falakami also mentioned, that's absolutely right, because here we are continuously improving processes and trying to find out different business problems or opportunities, right? And now lastly, recommends actions for future developments and strategic business opportunities, as well as enhancements to operational policies, and work closely with business partners in building, implementing, tracking, and improving decision strategies. Any guesses? Okay, use results to influence decision making. All right, let's check. Yeah, it is basically guide organizational business analytics strategy, because here we are looking at the future developments and how to improve the decision strategies, overall business or organizational strategies, right? All right, great. I hope you enjoyed this small exercise, and you can see how closely this job requirement aligns to these domains developed by IIBA, right? So you can take a look at other job requirements also, and even though the title may not be as business data analyst many times, but when you read through the requirements, it will closely align to what a business data analyst is performing. All right. Okay. So let's move on, and let's hear Efimina share his, who's also a Tech Canvas alumni, who is a business development strategist. And let's see how he shares his CBDA experience and how that has helped him grow in his career. Sorry. So I'll play the video and the links are shared in the chat box. Great. So that was Efimina. I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, let's move on. And now let's see, let's zoom in and come back to the certification details. So let's look at a few details about the certification. So basically, this exam is weighted across the 6 domains that we just discussed, and you need to pass in all the domains to earn this certification. This exam tests your ability to answer questions focused on real world scenarios, right? And the exam consists of 75 questions, which are multiple choice, and scenario-based questions to be completed within 2 hours. No formal prerequisite is needed to attempt the exam. So the business data analytics tests your knowledge of the 6 domains that we saw in this percentage. You have the percentage of coverage. And you will have several questions from each domain. So you have to understand each domain in detail. Also, there are no big questions on big learning, machine data, big data, or programming, right? But don't let these terms like machine learning, big data, and programming trouble you, right? Because we have Aniket Joshi here, our alumni, answering the question that can people without any analytics background learn and gain from the certification? So we get this question many times that, people without any analytical background, they are worried whether they should go ahead with the certification or not. Will the certification actually help them in their career or not? So Aniket Joshi also is from a non-analytical background, and let's see what he says. So the link is in your chat box, and I'll play the video. So yeah, that was Aniket explaining. And again, I would like to reiterate that you don't need any kind of data analytics prerequisite knowledge in order to work as a business data analyst. I would not just say crack this certification, but also in order to work. Yeah, you will need to know some basic information, but yeah, that you can gradually learn. That is not a problem. So now let us look at the certification cost, and there is some exciting news here. IIBA has recently reduced the fees, right, from March. So the exam fees, basically you can take a look at the membership fees also here. I'll first explain about this membership. So membership basically allows collaboration and networking with other business analysis practitioners, and it helps you to discover new professional opportunities, different online resources, get discounts on conferences, and much more. But the non-member fee itself, it covers the membership cost. So I would say it's better to take membership and avail of all the other resources at the same cost as well. But without membership also, you can go ahead with the certification. So yeah, IIBA has reduced the certification price from 450 to 250 for members, and 575 to 400 for non-members. And similarly, the rewrite fees have been reduced, right? So yeah, don't let this opportunity slip by. I would say take advantage, and make sure you think deeply about whether this certification is helpful for you, and you think you would like to pursue it or not. So let's look at some of the recertification requirements also. So the recertification program, it supports the ongoing professional development of individuals who have attained their IIBA CBDA designation. So basically, you will have to earn a minimum of 20 CDUs in both learning and applying stream, right? So there are different activities corresponding to each stream, and this has to be earned within 1 year of completing your certification. So for recertification, you don't have to give the exam as such again, but you have to earn a minimum of 20 CDUs. You will enter the logs in the BA development log, pay the recertification fee, and submit the recertification application. And it's a pretty simple process, nothing complicated. Only thing is, throughout the year you have to take care of earning these 20 CDUs. For the category explanations, you can go through the recertification guide provided by IIBA from their website. Now, a few tips about the preparation strategy, right? So IIBA has published a study guide for the certification, but it can be very overwhelming. So as we also saw that the questions are scenario based and can be tricky, right? So an in-depth understanding of the concepts from a subject matter expert with industry experience, it makes a huge difference. Understanding the nuances of case studies, it helps understand the variety of roles a business data analyst plays. And along with practice for scenario-based questions, time management is also essential, and hence mock tests. They play a very crucial role in preparing. And yeah, I would say lots and lots of practice is necessary in order to successfully prepare for this certification. A few more tips. So before the exam, right? So I would say practice as many timed mock tests as you can. Read different reference articles so that you gain a thought perspective from the sense of a business data analyst. Prepare a schedule, like how you will finish the studies and how what is the progress that you are looking at. Prepare a planning and prepare a planned schedule, I would say. And mind maps and cheat sheets for last minute preparation, they are very helpful. And during the exam, understand the scenario, right? So basically, being scenario based questions, the format is going to be different scenarios, right? So in order to correctly answer the question, take time to read the question and understand the scenario very, very clearly, because there would be some like too confusing answers, and in order to get the correct one, you have to understand the scenario. And obviously read options carefully. There is no negative marking, so smart estimation. And flag questions that you feel you are not very sure about, so you can revisit them at the end. And time management, that is also very crucial. So make sure you keep some buffer time in the end for revisiting the flagged questions or questions you're unsure about. And yeah, lastly, let's hear Efemina share his preparation strategy. We'll share the link in the chat box, and I will play the video here as well. That was Femina sharing his preparation strategy. Uh, all right. So yeah, we at Tech Canvas have many valuable resources to help you in your journey. So check out our YouTube channel, blogs, and LinkedIn for some fantastic resources. So we at Tech Canvas mentor professionals to grow in their career and achieve their goals. So what are the resources that we have? So training by an industry expert. We have the domain and competency matrix, real life case study discussions, study guide and reference library, 500 plus mock scenario based questions with explanations, the performance report, drills, puzzles, and flashcards, and study plan and mind maps. So we equip professionals not just for the certification, but also to work in the industries with the systematically designed material beyond the IIBA guide. Also, Tech Canvas is offering some special discounts on the CBDA training program for this month. So yeah, please do check out our website. And yeah, I'll open up the session now for any questions that you might have. So we have one question from Atish. So this certification does cover the what to do, but does not touch the how process using a tool like Excel or SQL. Please confirm. Yeah, so in this certification, you will not learn how to actually work on Excel or SQL, right? So you will not be learning as such any tools, but you will be seeing how to implement these tools. So yeah, I hope that this answers your question. Yeah, Folakemi says, is it necessary to read Babok to pass CBDA? So again, yeah, some techniques definitely are common for business, which are used in business analysis explained in Babok and CBDA, right? So in order to understand those techniques, I would say just going through those techniques from the CBDA guide, if you are not already aware or you're not working as a business analyst, or these techniques are new to you, I would say reading those techniques from the Babok guide would definitely help. But definitely you don't need to go through the entire guide, just going through the techniques that are used in CBDA. And Yaniha is saying, is the certification helpful for project managers and project owner roles? So I would say that, yeah, definitely this certification would be helpful for project managers as well as product owner roles, because in the end, see, everybody is dealing with data, and handling data in the organization is what the certification is about, right? So definitely, even if you're a project manager, you will be handling different teams, right? And different people with different roles and skill sets. So definitely this certification will give you a perspective from the business data analytics side and help you understand as well as manage strategically the entire team and the overall project, I would say. Same goes for product owner roles. You're handling any product, right? So in the end, data is going to integrate into the product at some point. So having an in-depth knowledge of how the process works is definitely going to help.
Priya, we have one question by Nick. He says, why recertification is needed and is there any certification expiry?
Yeah, so as I explained, right, so the recertification program, basically the idea is to support the ongoing professional development of individuals who have already attained their IIBA CBDA certification. So basically, IIBA is basically looking at, whether like after you have achieved the certification, how are you using it, right? Are you learning new things? Are you applying the things that you have learned? And you will have to basically prove this in the next 1 year, right? So the expiry of the certification is for 1 year, but as I said, you don't have to actually go ahead and give the exam again. but simply earn 20 CDUs based on the streams that have been defined by IIBA. So basically, it just tells that yes, you are learning and applying whatever you have learned in the certification. Yeah, Neha is asking, will we be taught any tools, data visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI? Yeah, so basically, in this certification training course, uh, we will not teach any Tableau tools, but we do have a combo course, as well as we have separate courses for Tableau and Power BI. Right, so you can basically go ahead for this combined course of CBDA with either Tableau or Power BI, or you can independently learn Tableau and Power BI from separate courses at Tech Analyst. So you'll find more details on our website. Yeah, Atish is asking, will this certification do any good for people with zero proficiency in Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau? I mean, freshers and others. Yeah, so as I was saying, see, you will need some basic information about at least Excel, Tableau, and or Power BI, right? So I would say learning these tools will definitely give you an edge, and some minimum like 1 or 2 years of industry experience will be helpful in order to work as a business data analyst. So I would say that even if you don't have this information, you can learn these tools, right? They are not very difficult. Excel, Tableau, Power BI, you can easily learn these tools and uh, like showcase your skills along with this certification. So I would say learning these tools will be helpful along with this certification.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, then I think this is it. This is the end of the session, and I hope you all had a great session. Thank you, Priya. This was really insightful. And as you can see okay, we have one question from Atish. Well, then I would like to be proficient in 1 or 2 tools before this certification. To our thoughts.
Um,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
would
Priya, go ahead.
say, yeah, go ahead with either Tableau or Power BI. So basically, any data visualization tool. Tableau, Power BI are currently the most popular tools in the market. And I would say basic understanding of Excel and data analysis in Excel or exploratory data analytics in Excel. These 2-3 things should help you start off your journey. And yes, I
And
would
we
say
have the training at Tech
yes,
Canvas for all of these tools.
yeah. And yeah, I would say, a basic understanding of different machine learning algorithms. So you will find quite a lot of resources on our blogs as well as our YouTube channel. So just a basic understanding, don't need to understand the depth, but just the different names and how they are used and when they are used will definitely give you a kickstart to your data analytics journey.
Thank you, Atish. Thank you, Priya. So as you can see on the screen, here are the details. If you would like to get training for CBDA preparation, or even if you want to learn tools like Power BI, Tableau, or exploratory data analysis, you can get in touch. You can email us or visit our website, and the contact details you can note down. So thank you all for joining, and hope you all have a great day now. Thank you. Thank you, Priya.